These anomalies, combined with upcoming FTD resolutions and options expirations, suggest that May 2025 could be a period of heightened volatility for GME. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys heard that correctly. I was asking ChatGPT about the thumps of GameStop and got several different reasons as to what it could be, but the main foundation is that we are to expect heightened volatility due to FTD settlement cycles coming in May, and that is why and how Roaring Kitty potentially front run this news. Now we also have a potential rate cut in May. We have May 7th, and the exact FTD dates are May 9th and May 5th, I believe. Now, the OCC just put out something that is insane. April 22nd, I believe Roaring Kitty was off by 2 days. You guys want to watch until the end of this video, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is posted by the Options Clearing Corporation, dated April 22nd, 2025, with the subject intraday margin call process. Here's a quick breakdown of the key points. Before I do this, okay, I just wanted to check on that trade. Here's a quick breakdown of the key points. What it says, the context is that triggered by recent market volatility linked to tariff news. Now you can see that right in the very beginning. Now what's so interesting about this rule is if you go and you take a look, this is to OCC, pursuant to OCC rule 609, 109, right? Now, the OCC can require intraday margin deposits from clearing members at any time during the business day if needed. Trigger point, and don't worry, I'll break it all down very briefly and simplistic. Trigger point, one example is when losses exceed 50% of the account's total risk changes based on the start of day positions. Time window, calls are usually issued around 12 p.m. CT. Can also happen outside of this window during extreme conditions, and the minimum call amount is $500,000. Response time, members must meet the call within 60 minutes. So they get this margin call, and then they have an hour to meet this margin call, aka deposit money, hedge positions, do something to where they are still liquid. Monitoring tools use the Encore system risk and account summary portfolio reveal submenu. Why this matters, this is a strong signal of volatility risk in the markets, which also goes hand in hand with what we brought up in the beginning with the thumps. Now this goes hand in hand with the volatility risk in the markets, especially for those over leveraged. It specifically states, now a wave of intraday margin calls can force liquidations, especially in speculative positions. It might be fueling some of the market chaos if you're seeing sharp moves in small caps, meme stocks, or options heavy trades. So in simple, the OCC put out a rule, coincidentally being pursuant to 609, if a trader's account drops 50% from risk changes, boom, they get a margin call. They get 60 minutes. They got to cough up 500 grand within 60 minutes or positions get torched. And then even worse, they can call outside normal. They can get called outside normal market hours if the market gets wild. So it's a liquidation nuke waiting to detonate. Stay sharp. Watch for force sells. The volatility storm is not over. In fact, it is just beginning. It could just be beginning in March. I feel like I needed to pause there for a second so that you guys could take that all in. The fact that everything was predetermined, it was predicted. We'll jump into the market. The market's up 3.23%, 544.30. I believe a lot of the spikes that we get intraday are margin calls. We saw that the other day. We saw that huge move about a week ago. And then today we saw a huge spike from 539.50 to 545 almost, which is insane. I mean, you're talking about moving the whole stock market here. President Trump decided not to fire Fed Chair Jerome Powell. He also said that there's no intent to fire him. He also said that China tariffs will likely come down between 50 and 65%. So he said, hey, we're going to fire Powell. He's an idiot. Then he said, hey, we're not going to fire him. I never said that. And then he said, hey, tariffs on China are going to be 145%. We'll cut them in half or more than half. This is a whipsaw market. It's a roller coaster market. And just like I said yesterday, we are seeing signs that the market is coming back into a bull rally. And we are seeing signs in crypto, which I'll talk about in a second. Overall, We saw a perfect algorithmic move to 3,500 on gold as well. Now, Goldman Sachs says, however, to brace for a bigger stock drawdown, wider credit spreads, and recession, which is very possible. Now, the SPY had a major gap up, and it's entering this old liquidity grab zone that we saw back here. Let me bring you to the 2-hour time frame. We are entering an old liquidity grab time zone, which could be doing the same thing, and we could sell off from here. But ultimately, the target based off of the pattern that we see for the SPY would be upwards of 552 to 560. So I believe we might break this zone. Now, if we do come up above some key levels, then the SPY is likely out of the woods. At least it will begin being out of the downtrend above 560. If we get a close above 560 at any point, I believe that is extremely bullish for the market. So we will be watching that. As far as GameStop goes, we are flat on the day, even though the market's up. Tech stocks are up. Basically, all stocks are up, except GameStop is flat. Now, this is honestly fine because this is decoupling from the S&P 500. But on top of that, I believe this is just building for a bigger spring for GameStop going forward. You can see on the 1-hour chart that actually this was different. Let me bring you to the 2-hour chart. You can see on the 2-hour chart that GameStop has tested this channel, failed to break back into the channel, and is continuously climbing on, unfortunately, a weaker move. But I do believe that we will see a massive move soon. I mean, this entire thing is just set up for a spring. However, what I want to prep you for is don't be scared if we get some sort of sell-off before that move higher, okay? GameStop has been ripping, and it has not stopped. If we get a cool-off, don't worry about it. But if we don't get a cool off, that's perfectly fine too. We could very well not get a cool off. Now, it's not just GameStop people or it's not just the market people are betting bullish on. It's especially GameStop with 4 million in net call premium yesterday. We are seeing more and more people stack into calls on GameStop. So that's something to note as well. Bitcoin, 93,000. This leads me into something that I want to state. Ryan Cohen decided to unfollow Bitcoin over on X. Now, what does this mean? It could mean several different things. My personal interpretation is that we bought, okay? We purchased Bitcoin, it's over, it's done with. Or obviously there are other interpretations. Maybe that purchase is off the table. It was just to confuse the markets, or they bought something else. But my personal interpretation is that we got the buy-in. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if GameStop retraces and tests 90K before moving higher, but it is on a rip. It is on a tangent. It's getting a little bit of volume. We are seeing altcoins get a push higher as well. Bonk got this beautiful W pattern in the charts. I wouldn't be surprised if we come up to that next level in the center of the charts, basically taking away another number. Ethereum, this is perfectly primed in the cycles. I don't know if Ethereum is going to make an all-time high, but you can see in the blue cycles, we begin the blue cycle, we sell off, and then we get a bounce before selling off even further. We begin the blue cycle, we sell off, we get a bounce before selling off even further. But this cycle did make a high in 2021. We begin the blue cycle, we sell off. We are beginning a bounce, which Ethereum could fail to make another higher high and just begin to go lower September, October, so on and so on and so on. Overall, things are now looking bullish, but it's still a time to be very skeptical. And the reason for that is because the main reason for that, in my opinion, is because Trump can say, hey, this is going to happen. And then the next moment he comes out and says, hey, that's not going to happen. It's very confusing. Moving on, let's talk very briefly. Speaking of crypto, the blockchain mining companies, Mara up 3.84%, Riot up 8.36%. Now, Riot also has had calls out in December being bought up on it. Both of these keep an eye on. I want you to keep an eye on BlackBerry. It's up 6.5%. Continuing to rise. This is a potential short squeeze play. Nike, I want you to keep an eye on Nike, and the reason being is because not only were tons of calls loaded, probably not that many, but there is a big gap fill right up to 62.60 on Nike. Tempest AI calls were front ran I didn't catch these, unfortunately. I'm seeing it today. Calls were front ran, bought up. Now it's up 16.5%. Here you can see tons and tons, and shout out to the Bronx Viking over on X, tons and tons of open interest on call options are being purchased for several different stocks: INTC, Rivian, Peloton, MicroStrategy, Mara, so on and so on and so on. Now, I do want to state Tesla's up 8%. They missed on earnings. We got calls in Discord. We made money off of those. We also had spy calls. We made money off of those. If you're not in the Discord server yet, I'll tell you in a second to get in the Discord server. Once again, a couple last things. Speaking of Tesla, Elon Musk is not stepping down from Doge, and Tesla did not sell any of their Bitcoin in Q1 of 2025. Overall, make sure to get in the Discord server, guys. I post my trades as soon as I take them. We talk stocks and crypto all day long. We are getting a couple new members in there. And overall, it's the best family, best vibes. Come level yourself up, guys. It's time to level yourself up. If you're not subscribed to my channel, we are almost at 33,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much. Although about 40% of you guys come back to the videos every day and don't subscribe, and it's just a click of a button. It's completely free. Please hit the like button. All of that is free. The Discord server will pay for itself almost immediately, in my personal opinion. This whole video is in my personal opinion. Nothing I say is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm going to plug something in where you can get up to 60 free stocks. If you want to know what I'm trading on, this is Top 1 Futures. The link for 50% off an account is right in my description, as long as you use my code LOTTO at checkout. But overall, guys, that is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. And that is it. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.